Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. And the reason why I say that is because that's what this podcast is all about, is learning from me or other people that I've talked to that can help you get through the experiences you're going through right now, because we've been there, we've done that. And of course, we're going to bring in the spiritual, we're going to bring in the life, we're going to bring in it all. So whatever comes up is what we're talking about. But today I do want to talk about tomorrow, May 1st, right? May Day. It is a full moon. And of course it is springtime and it's a full flower moon and it's about blossoming and growing and so you know what? We needed to let go of really what is holding us back. What is blocking us from believing we can achieve anything we want. Whether it is old belief system, generational beliefs. Maybe somebody told you couldn't, or you weren't good enough, or smart enough, or whatever it may be. So we need to let go of all that stuff. So I want to just go ahead with the cards and just start going with wherever the angels take me, and that is what we're discussing today. And here we go. All right. Now I'm hearing right off the top. Here we go. Miracle of nature. There it is. Miracle of nature means, and this is how I explain it to my clients, is think of right now things are blossoming, right? The seeds are growing. And during spring, going into summer, everything blossoms, everything's alive, everything has grown. And then in the fall, it starts to shrivel up and die and dry up. And then in winter, it's dead, okay? But come spring again, there you go, the miracle of nature. Everything comes back to life, right? The trees rebud, reblossom, continue to grow. Flowers, daffodils, tulips, lilies, all of those. Before you know it, even through the lightest bit of snow at the end of winter, you can see these things beginning to grow and come back. That's what this card is telling you, that no matter what you've been through, and no matter how much you feel, we'll call it, for lack of a better word, dead in your energy, you can come back. That's the miracle of nature. It's the cycle. We all go through this cycle. If you were to sit here and start thinking back to every cycle you have been through, you'd realize oh my God, I've been here, done that. I have gotten through every cycle that I've been hit with. You're going to get through this one. Whatever blocks you, if you learn to let go of already, just goes to show you that you can change. You can make a difference in your own life, your own energy. Right? Your own ideas, your own everything. So again, no matter how much you feel like your life has gone down, it has been buried under the dirt, it can come back. That's the miracle. The miracle is not just waking up every day. That is a beautiful miracle. But the fact that we can go through trials and tribulations and trauma and drama and still come out of that and grow from it is a big deal. That is the miracle of nature. That is that circle, that we go through. So what do we do about it? We talk to our friends, trustworthy friends, as the card says. That is your, oh my gosh, that is God. That is the universe. That is the creator. That's your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side. Whoever you need to talk to. And of course, if you need to talk to somebody here on this earthly plane, your family, your friends, that best friend, right? Maybe a coworker. Whatever it may be, whoever it may be, find that person that you can confide in. If you need help, angels, help me. Your people here, please help me. If you can't count on anybody here, angels again, help me out. God, help me out. My guides, help me out. My loved ones on the other side, please help me out. Give me a sign. Give me a message. Give me direction. Show me the way. They always do. One of the things I was doing the other day was working on the computer and creating some memes of my own, spiritual memes, life coaching and spiritual coaching memes. And one of them was truly trusting and believing that things happen. And the reason why I say you need to learn to trust and to believe is because every person that is born onto this earth is born with the gift of intuition. Now, if you want to call it a gut feeling, you sense things, you know things, you feel things, that's fine. Intuition doesn't mean just a person who's a psychic and reads cards, okay? Everybody has intuition. To what degree do you use that intuition? That's the difference between me and you, or you and someone else, right? Or me and someone else. So every person on this earth is born with the gift of intuition. If you learn to listen to it, trust it, life is so much easier to get through. It truly is. So again, listen to your peeps on the other side. They're guiding you. They're showing you the way. Don't push it aside. Don't push it aside, okay? All right. Oh. So part of the letting go process is this. Love and accept yourself. And again, when we're trying to manifest, a lot of times we can't because we have these old belief systems that are stuck in our heads. And we think if we go against those belief systems, we're a bad person. And then we feel guilty. And then what are people going to say? And what's my mom going to think? Or my dad going to think? What are my grandparents going to think? Because that's not how they raised me, but I don't think like they do. Guess what? That's okay. That is absolutely okay. You do not have to believe all the things that your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents or anybody else told you for that matter. Believe what feels right to you in your heart. Again, every week I say this. It is your life, not anyone else's. So accept and love yourself for who you are, what you believe in, and what your life situations are, and what your beliefs are, and all the things that are connected to you. You have to believe in you because, again, you're not walking somebody else's path and your family's not walking yours. So if your belief systems are not like your parents, then fine, that's great. I can tell you right now, I have a lot of beliefs that I nothing like my parents, Again, I think, I kind of go with the flow of life where other people are stuck in those generational patterns and they don't get out of that. Oh, well, in my day, this isn't it. I'm like, oh, good for you. But we're not in your day anymore. We're in a different time, and we really start to take apart life and really analyze it, meaning, you think of, oh God, back in the 50s, God forbid, a girl got pregnant. She was the sleazeball. She should have kept her legs shut, the whole 9 yards. Nobody said anything about the guy though. And then again, you weren't supposed to, do that out of wedlock. So right away you were forced to be married, even if you didn't like the guy. And then of course, if everybody found out and people knew how to count between your wedding and your baby, it was like, oh my God. And you were like shunned. Okay. That's not the case anymore. How many people out there don't even get married anymore? Right? Why? Everybody still tends to believe and want to live in that same old generational thought process that has been around for centuries. And why is it there? Because man put it there. Right? Because man wrote the books. Man decided what was going on. Man decided he wanted to be in control. So he created all these rules to scare the bejesus out of everybody, right? Life is your life. Life is what you make it. Life is yours to live. The only rules I say is just be kind. Be loving. Have empathy. Don't judge. And be open-minded. Right? Otherwise, just live your life. If you're one of those people like me, you're very open-minded and kind of just go with the flow of life no matter what it is. I don't care if you want to dress up like a purple dragon with pink polka dots and say that you're a dragon. If you're good to me, then I'm going to like you. Okay? Maybe that's a little extreme, but I don't care. One person can look at someone else and go, oh my God, I can't. That's just, no, I can't do that. That person's way too much for me. And then maybe I could turn around and see that person and go, I think that person's great. Everybody's going to have a different opinion, but it doesn't mean either one has to make fun of the other because of their opinion, right? And I'm sure we know that all too well, especially today. All right. So, where are we going with this full moon? Through change and through transitions, okay? So if you notice in the picture, and if you're just listening, I'm going to tell you, there's a picture of an angel, and on his chest he has a tattoo of the phoenix. So through change and transition, it's like the story of the phoenix. The phoenix will burn to ashes and then be reborn again. Meaning you've gone through all your garbage, your heavy stuff, your things that have like knocked you down, but yet you have risen above and conquered, okay? So no matter how much you feel like you've been burnt to the ashes, you're going to rise again. You really are, you know? So that's what changes. That's what transition is. All of these different things happen, and we just have to go with it because it's part of the learning process. It truly, truly is. So in order to let go of old things, maybe you have to go through these emotional dramas or traumas that you've dealt with in the past. And the only way to get rid of them is by dealing with them again. But this time, I am letting this go. This is not going to define who I am. This is not going to define where I'm going. This is going to go. I'm done. It's over. It's time to move on. I'm cutting the cords to that attachment. Truly. That's what creates that transition. When you choose, make the choice to let go of what no longer serves you. Okay? But again, you know, when you need help, again, ask your friends, your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side, your people here, whatever it may be. You know, this full moon energy is pretty crazy. And from what I've been reading from people who do, I don't know if you want to say astrology or just, you know, the intuitive reads and whatnot, there's been a lot of energy with this past 7 years. You know, we go on your life changes every 7 years. The past 7 to 10 years has really been hard. It's been tough. It's been a lot of falling down, a lot of getting up, falling down, getting up, falling down, doing our best, finally getting through one thing only for something else to happen. But it's putting everything where it needs to be. Putting you where you need to be, your mindset where it needs to be, all of it, okay? So remember that. Even if things, you know, like, oh, when is this going to end? It's ending now. Now is the time. This year is a big shift and change for everybody. And I've talked about the whole numerology thing. When you add up 2026, 2026, it comes out to 10. 10 is about new beginnings. So believe, trust, believe it's happening. It's here. It's doing its thing. And I can attest to it because I have a few clients where all of a sudden, now that this year has really started moving in, things have been happening for them that they've been working on since last year. And it's just going and going and moving forward. So trust and believe, right? And breathe. Oh my God, how many of you still sit there and hold your breath, right? We have to breathe. Breathing is so important. Energy does not flow unless we're breathing, okay? And I don't mean just breathe to live. I mean, seriously, taking a moment and just taking in a nice deep breath. Not a sigh, but a nice deep, deep breath in through your nose, holding it for a couple of seconds, and then exhaling all the air you've actually taken in. Not half of it, not a little bit of it, all of it. So breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a big exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really let it go. And make noise when you do it. I mean, oh my God, who cares, right? Deep breath. Really let it go. I don't know what it is about the energy of doing that. It's like when you're angry and you throw something safely, of course, like if you were throwing a rock out into the ocean or out into the woods or whatever, you're not going to hurt anyone. Think of what that force of throwing that rock feels like. It's like punching a bag, okay? It makes you feel better. It gets all that angst out. So breathe, okay? If you're feeling stuck, and you're never really stuck. Again, when I always tell people, when you feel stuck, it's because the universe has you on pause. It means this is your holding pattern right here. So just hang with us until we're ready to say the next step is there for you, and then you're going to feel it and you're going to go. But if you don't breathe, you have more confusion. You feel more stuck. You feel more angry. You feel lots of different things. Breathe, for God's sakes. Breathe, 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 okay? For any of you out there who have had kids, or you're a husband or boyfriend of a woman who's had a child, you know what breathing is good for, right? You've seen it all happen. So just breathe, 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 breathe. Oh my goodness. An unconditional love, okay? Because again, many times we do not feel love for ourselves. Why was I so stupid? Why did I do that? Look at me. I was complaining about myself in the past, about being heavy. And now look at me. I wasn't heavy then. I was so skinny then. Now I'm heavy. And now I'm like, I wish I wasn't. And it's like, what your mind can believe, it will achieve. And if you keep telling yourself, I'm fat, look at me, I'm fat. Why did I let myself get so fat? Then that's what's going to happen eventually. Let's try this. Let's break through that belief system, okay? Because you only see what you want to see. See what everyone else sees. And again, your size has nothing to do with who you are as a person. Just saying, you know what I mean? You can be the most loving, caring, kind person, and I don't care if you're 500 pounds. If you're a loving, caring, kind person and our energies click and we become friends, then we're friends because of that, not because of your size. Anyway, let's try this. I release and let go of my negative thinking about myself. I trust and believe that I am at my perfect weight, a healthy, perfect weight. Keep telling yourself that. That is going to reprogram your mind to either change the way you eat, maybe drink more water, maybe exercise, maybe whatever needs to change. And then you'll start noticing that you do see yourself that way. And therefore your body responds as well. But again, don't expect it to happen overnight, okay? Because just because you say it doesn't mean you truly believe it. But keep saying it. Keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. As much as you spent how many years telling yourself how fat you were, or how anything you were really, now it's stuck there. And you've been saying it for a long time. Well, when you change it, it's going to take some time. But again, I always find that positive works faster than negative. So, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now, the next card is express your creativity, which means it's time for you to speak up. It's time to express who you are, what you want, how you want it. Not even how, because how's not our job, of course. I always say that. But it's like, what's next? What do you want for yourself? And even if you don't know what exactly, you want happiness, you want health, you want joy. You want companionship, friendship, family, right? Finances, right? All these different things. Those are the things you want. And you want gratitude, because gratitude, again, goes big into the whole thing. When you're grateful for everything you have, even when you don't have much, it just shows the universe that, no matter how little she has, she's always grateful. So let's give her some more, right? That's how it works. That's how it works. You want change, you want your life to change, you want things to change, then guess who has to do that work? You. So move your body, okay? Meaning, make things happen. Don't just sit there and go, I wish things would change. Nothing's going to change with that. Not at all. You have to make things change. How do you do that? How, again, is not your job. But when you sense something, or something that you want to do, like, okay, I'll take the weight, for example, because I had brought it up before. So, okay, let's say even if you only need to lose 10 pounds. Well, what do you need to do? Do I need to change my thinking? Do I need to change my food intake? Do I need to change my movements? Maybe I don't move at all, and maybe I need to move. These are the things you have to look at. And what can I do first? Well, whatever pops up first, do that. Like I told you guys, last year I wanted to start walking. And it's like, I wish I had somebody to walk with. I'd love to walk down at the beach. And then out of nowhere, my friend asked me, the one who hates walking, who now loves walking, says to me, do you want to start walking with me? And I was like, thank you. I knew it was meant to be. So just go with it. Go with it. Make things happen. Don't just sit back and wait for somebody to wave a magic wand, because they're not going to. They are going to give you signs. They're going to give you messages, guidance, whatever it may be. That voice in your head that's like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. It's going to keep going until you finally do it. It truly, truly is. And again, another piece of all this is opening your heart. When you open your heart, love flows through. It flows out, it flows in. It's all love, it's all compassion, it's all open-heartedness, acceptance, and acceptance for yourself as well as other things, or other people. So, keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and just allow life to unfold before you and just go with the flow of it. Don't try to control it. Don't try to change it. The only thing that you can work on is you. You need to do you, right? It's tough because I think we get so, I don't know, I guess you could say stuck. And we have that feeling of, frick it, I give up. It is what it is. Part of us wants to change, but the other half is going, whatever. And you know what? I've been there. I've done that. And I've done it more than once, and I've come to learn that if I really want to do something, then I have to do it myself. I can't expect a knight in shining armor to come and rescue me. I can't expect people to just know I want things done. I have to ask. I have to, inquire. I have to move forward with it and figure it out. Really got to figure it out and get it done. And if I need help and I need guidance or whatever, well, there you go, the inner voice. And the inner voice is your angels, your guides, your loved ones. They're all there to help you. So listen to that little voice inside your head. Again, I go back to before where I said, everybody is born with a gift of intuition. Learn to trust it. Because again, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. But yet, what keeps popping in your head, right? Like I said, when I wrote my first book, it was like daily, every day. You got to write that book. You got to write that book. You got to write that book. And I don't care if it was just me thinking it, somebody saying it to me, showing up on an ad on the computer. It was like, what is going on? Like, oh my gosh. And it's just like they just start screaming at you. And I still was being stubborn and still wouldn't do anything about it, And I think at that time I was kind of making excuses. Well, when can I do this? Because between the kids and between the husband at the time, it's like, how am I going to write a book if I have so much distraction? Because of course when I'm here at Sisters, I'm here to work. I'm not here to write books. I have clients. Granted, there's sometimes that are quiet, but is it enough time to really get into writing? And I hate to really get into writing and then all of a sudden I got to stop, and the mind just, the words are flowing and you have to go, oops, stop, because now I have clients. So I was making excuses. And again, that could be an excuse as well. But again, if clients are booked, they're booked, and I have to take them when they come. But yeah, it's they finally got my cat waking me up at 4 a.m. And I thought she was hungry, and I go back to bed, and she come back crying, and I get up, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? And I go back to bed, and it just, finally it was like, she's waking you up because this is when you're supposed to write your book at 4 a.m. I'm like, seriously? And I started setting my coffee pot up at 4 a.m. And the cat, without fail, would wake me up at 4. I would get up, I'd give her a little bit of food, I'd get my coffee, and then I'd sit with my notebook. And it's funny because when I started doing that finally, the cat never woke me up anymore. I just woke up on my own at 4 o'clock. It was the craziest thing, but that's what I did for 3 months, just about every single day, if not 6 out of 7 days, or 7 out of 7. I was writing every morning between 4 and 6, 4 and 7, as much as could flow in that time that I had. So, when there's a will, there's a way. And it may not happen the way you want it to happen, but it's going to happen. So, with tomorrow being the May 1st, 2026 full moon, flower moon, it's time to release and let go. So it's letting go of fears, doubts, worries, the sense of not being worthy, the sense of not being deserving, the sense of not being good enough, the sense of not being lovable, you're too stupid, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're too short, you're too old, you're too young, you're too anything. You know, all that's got to go. It's got to go. If you have anger going on right now within yourself about something or someone that's kind of been lingering on, it's time to let that go. I release and let go my anger towards whoever or whatever. Okay? So what do you do on a full moon? A full moon is a time to release and let go of what no longer serves you. To remove any blocks in your energy system, in your chakras. Get a piece of paper. And on the top I usually write, I am now willing and ready to let go of, and I start listing all the things I want to let go of. My anger about this, my sadness about that, my this, my that, my this, my that, whatever it is. You know, all those things that you think of yourself that are negative, okay? I always say start on the emotional piece, okay? What else do we let go of? We can let go of our fear of something you're afraid of. Never let go of all your fear, because you need to have fear. You need to have that normal, natural, human fear. You know, because it's not to be scared all the time, but enough of fear where it kind of like kicks in when it needs to, like, hey, be aware of this. You know what I mean? That kind. You know, it's like being nervous or being anxious. It's like, it's okay to be nervous. No need to be completely anxious. Okay? So if you have any specific fears, maybe you're going to be traveling, but you're afraid to fly, but you do it, but you're always afraid of it. I release and let go of my fear of flying, my fear of speaking in public, my fear of confrontation, my fear of those kinds of things, okay? So yeah, start with all your emotional stuff. Now, if there's people in your life that you want to, you know, just separate with, set boundaries with, I release and let go my attachment to this person or that person. I cut the cords of attachment to my ex. You know, sometimes we never really healed from that, so we need to cut those cords of attachment. I release and let go of, you know, the drama with my family. Okay. I release and let go of the need to over-explain, because we do tend to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. And it doesn't end there. Well, because, you know, I got this going on and it's going to take me this amount of time, and I need to be there at that time, and it's going to take a while, and so I don't think I can, you know, it's never just no. It's always no because, and then we have to explain ourselves. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. So I release and let go the need of feeling I have to explain myself to everybody. Just all these different things, you know, whatever it may be. I release and let go of my job so that I can move forward and find a job that fulfills my life purpose. Right? You name it, you can let it go. So, you know, so write all these things down and, you know, put in as much as you can. Will you let go of all of it? Who knows? It all depends on you. But I always say, you know, at the bottom, I release and let go of all of this so that I may live a more loving, fulfilling, positive life. That's just my own personal words. It's not anything, you know, by the book or whatnot. But I always like to end it that way. And then I will sign it. I'll date it. And then I'll take it outside. And then I burn it. I always look at the signature piece as a way of making a promise. It's like signing a contract. Because a lot of these things that you want to let go of, you have to do the work for it. You know, if you want to let go of the anger towards so-and-so because of things that have happened between you, then you have to do the work, take the steps to let that go. It's not just going to magically happen. You know, so by signing this paper, it's like signing a contract and saying, yes, I am willing to let this go now. Well, the divine will help you for sure. They'll guide you, they'll direct you. But like letting go of a person, you know, the cords of attachment, You can do that through journaling. You can go through writing them a letter and then burning it. That's one way of letting go. You can do meditation, where you meet up in meditation and you talk to them and you tell them how you feel, and you tell them right then and there that you're putting up a boundary and that you no longer want contact with them, and you're letting them go out of your life. Let's see. I know there's so many different ways you can do it. I mean, you could always even look up a meditation on YouTube and whatnot to find something that would suit your needs. But it's the mindset. We add a physicality to it when you really don't have to. It is definitely a mindset, but sometimes by doing something physical, it makes it seem like it's more real, if that makes sense. But you could just be in your mind and say, you know what? As far as this person goes, I'm done. And I'm cutting the cords, and I'm not going to allow this person to live in my head rent-free. I am not going to over-obsess about them anymore. I'm letting them go. I'm done. From here on out, I am moving forward, leaving them in my past. It's that simple to say, but keep saying it, okay? Sometimes the physical things that you can do really help to make you feel lighter, like the burning of the letter. One, writing the letter, screaming, hollering, swearing, whatever you want to do. Again, it's like punching a bag. It's just like getting it all out, you know what I mean? Writing the letter does that. And then when you burn it, it's like you've burnt it out of your life. So when you do start to let go of all these things, and you've gone through, many different processes where maybe you've meditated, maybe you've journaled, you've burnt letters, and of course, always burn things safely. I always like to emphasize that, because people are like, I can burn it in the house, and then, oh, God forbid something happens. Do it safely. You'll notice that you'll start to see your life differently. When you truly start letting things go, you see things so differently. Where I can look back years and years and years ago, where I would still catch myself judging people and not thinking I was judging people. And now I look at that and I go, oh my God, I think I was. It doesn't sound right to me anymore. When situations arise, I feel like, well, it is what it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So I'm just going to deal with it. And that's what you can do. Whereas many years ago, maybe I would have been angry, and I would have shouted, and I would have yelled, and I would have gotten really overly upset probably. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not there anymore. Because again, life is not that. Why should I carry all that around with me for the rest of my life? I got a lot of life to live. I've already put my order in. I want to be here until I'm in my 90s. So if that's the case, I got to let my stuff go. Because I got traveling to do. I got teachings to do. I got a lot of you great people to keep talking to. If I hold on to all my old stuff, I'm not going to be around here long. Nobody would. Because all this old drama and trauma and stress and anxiety and panic and all... some of it, yes, I get it. It's definitely a mental health issue. But for the majority of the time, a lot of us create this ourselves. And that's what makes us so sick. And I don't want to be sick. I don't. I want to live my life, and I want it to be happy, and I want it to be fun, and I want to go explore, and I want to do all these great things. Now, is that what's in my life contract? Who knows? Maybe God's got bigger plans for me. Maybe I'm not going to be here as long as I think. I don't know. But you know what? While I am here, I'm going to enjoy myself, and I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to be positive, and I'm not going to hold on to the old stuff. The stuff from the past, it doesn't matter. I can't change it. It happened. It's done. It's got to go. So these are the things you can let go in your full moon letting go paper. Okay? So fill it out. Take it outside. Say whatever you want to say. Let it come from the heart. God, angels, universe, the divine, please, this is my list of what I'm ready to let go of. I am burning it out of my life right here, right now. So this moment forward, I can move forward and I can live a more positive, loving, happy life. Say whatever you want to say. Speak from your heart. It's let go of the old, let go of the negative, bring in the new, bring in the positive. That's really what it's all about. Okay? But again, you'll notice as you start letting things go, life will seem different. You'll see things differently. You'll feel things differently. Where once you may have thought judgment was no big deal, now you look at it and you go, yeah, who am I to judge that? It's just the mindset changes when you really start letting go of things. And you're going through a big personal healing. When you're letting go of things, that's a big healing process you're going through. So keep going with it. Don't give up. Just keep plugging away. That's all I can tell you. Just keep going. Is it perfect? No. Will it ever be perfect? No. Will you still have your ups and downs as you're healing? Yeah, of course you will. Because again, the more you work on you, as things hit you, it's kind of like, okay, this sucks. I have to get through this. But you find that it's not as hard to get through as it may have been in the past with other things. Could the situation be different? Sure. But how you approach it is also different. Again, you may have been super angry in the past when something happened. Now you're just upset. So you learn to move along with that. So let's see. I want to pick something for you guys. I'm going to go to my past life cards. Because again, a lot of these things that we feel have to do with generational belief systems. And it can be from this lifetime or, who knows, other lifetimes. Okay? So here we go. Past life cards right off the top. There we go. Yeah. Monk or nun. Which means I look at that as religious belief systems, right? So think of that. A lot of what we do today, what would, when we say, oh, what would my parents say? What would my grandparents say? It's because you were raised with a specific religious belief system that you would actually feel bad if you went against that and whatnot. Because think about it, if you came from another lifetime where there was religious persecution for going against what they're teaching you, right? You would be persecuted very harshly. In this lifetime, not so much. Everybody has their opinions, but you're not punished for not following a specific belief system. At least not here anyway. I don't know. I can't speak for other religions or countries or whatnot, but I know here and now we don't get persecuted for having our own belief system. So think about those different things. Your past life feelings, meaning what you've learned in the past of this lifetime, how you were raised religiously, traditionally, all these factors come in. And, maybe at the time it was okay, but now it doesn't seem like it fits anymore. Then it's okay to let it go. Will your parents be upset? Well, if you're an adult, they probably will be upset, and you'll just have to go, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Your life is yours. I truly believe that. Everybody's life is their own. And yes, you were meant to go through everything you went through up until this point. And when you see things differently now, then you have to shift with those different belief systems. Doesn't mean you don't love your family as much as you did before. You just don't believe in the same things they do. And that's okay. It's truly okay. All right, people, I am going to leave you here. Thank you for listening. Work on your stuff tomorrow with a full moon. Definitely, work on that. And, in between the full moons, you can always write down things you want to let go of, And if you like the physicality of putting it on paper and taking it out and burning it and all that, then write your things out throughout the month. If you think of something, write them down. And then when the full moon comes, say, here's all my paper. I'm letting all of this go. It's gone. I'm out. Bye. Okay. So again, thank you so much for listening. Get your full moon stuff done. Work on you. Let go of those old belief systems. Follow your intuition. Follow your heart. Open your mind and breathe. And I'll talk to you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.